What's happening, gamers? It's Amber here with Kwings Let's Plays, also known as K-Wife, and hope you guys are having a great day today. Today we're going to be doing some Fortnite, and Hercules is in the Fortnite item shop, so we're going to check that out. And not only is Hercules there, but also you can get Hades, you can get Meg, and you can get some cool accessories. So right now I am actually got the Hercules outfit. I can show you guys where so we just looked at Daffy and Lola because Fortnite does what Multiverse don't, which is Fortnite actually brought Daffy in and Duck Dodger's stuff in when literally we were begging for that and Multiverse has never happened. So here we go. This is what you get with the Hercules. You get this cool cape. There's Megara, with her cute little whip of hair. She's got her little pot, Greek pottery. You have the cool Olympian shield and sword. Underworld Poison, I think, and Hades, which is one of the most fun characters in the entire movie. And we got this emote. You know, the blooming cherub thing, which I don't know who that's for. And Hades staff. And of course you get this music thing, but we have copyright turned off, so we can't actually hear that at the moment. So, and there's some cute shoes and stuff like that in the item shop. Like cute little bunny slippers, probably for Easter. Super adorbs. So, that is pretty cute, and there's some cute shoes. Honestly, some of these look kind of cool to get some shoes like that. Got some Air Jordan shoes. Okay, guys, so we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna just go to the see who might be on Fortnite online. Actually, let's go to playing. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Alright, I'm gonna try to invite some people here that might be online. So I invited 3 people. I don't really know if they're online or what. Hi Alpha. Hi Hassan. Hi OH. Hi Jacob. Hi everyone. Hope you guys and girls are having a good day. Oh, William's got the Hercules outfit, and Ghetto Shadows has the this guy, and let's see. I mean, if this person doesn't come in, then alright, so it looks like we got Jawil. And we got too many people, so I just have to kick the last person. Alright, we'll have to get you in next time, Hayden. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Because it will only let me do 4. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate you wanting to join. Sorry about that, Hayden. Shout out to Hercules from the 90s. Hey, Crossfighter, hi everyone. Oh, sorry guys, I can only have 4 people. I'm sorry, I'll have to get you in next time. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry about that, Charles. Happy birthday, Jay Good. I hope you're doing well too. Thank you, Crossfighter. Yep, so... Oh. Yeah, we can get you in next round. No problem, Charles. Sorry about that. I invited like 7 people in, so I kind of invited more people than could be in the party, so that was my fault. Hi, William. Oh, thank you, Jay Good. I'm having a pretty good day today. Thank you very much. It was a fast day at my job. A lot of people called out at my job. I've got my pretzels and my my snacks here, because I really didn't have time to make myself anything to eat. Who does Dwayne Johnson play in Fortnite? I think he's called... He has a character called, like... I don't remember what his character is called, honestly. I don't remember what his character is called. He has a character, though. Brie Larson has a character also. Like, there are several, like, famous people that have, like, a character in Fortnite. Like, they literally play a recurring character. That's based off of how their, like, character model. Yeah, I think they did a good job. They've got the sword and shield. So he was Black Adam first, and then he was a character in Fortnite. And Imperator Penguin says, "No, Herc, I don't think that is what it's like for Icarus. Pretty sure he flew at some point before his wings melted." Yep, low battery. OH says, "Who put the Glad in Gladiator?" Yep, who put the Glad in Gladiator? Yeah, Hercules just destroying the recycling bins. I have this terrible weapon. Yeah, I like the rapid fire weapons a little bit better. Hercules, Hercules. Oh, look, it's a little breakfast place. Oh, somebody already got something from here. Wow, someone has already been through here and taken like everything. Hercules destroying public property. Yeah, I just plugged my controller in when it said low battery. Alright, I don't know where everyone went on the map. Whoops. Here's my da 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 da. Heroic poses. Yeah, I didn't really watch Hercules in theaters. Growing up, everyone watched it around me, but I didn't really see it. I always thought it got me a while. It took me a while to get used to. It had a very different style, and years later, when I played Disney Infinity and when I got introduced to Hercules by Luke, I realized, oh, this movie was actually really cool. Had like gospel music in it. Had like jazzy, cool different styles of music. I thought Danny DeVito was in it, and then of course James Woods was really funny as Hercules. I mean, as Hades. He was that basically stole the show. I think I didn't really know that much about Greek mythology when it came out, and then I kind of got into researching more about that like later on, and then I kind of like, oh, okay, I can get this. I kind of like building little forts, but people seem to like the zero build for whatever reason. I don't know why people always choose zero build, so I feel like that's what everyone's doing. I'm gonna get more of my coffee. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm a little tired today. Well, I tried. Alright guys, sorry I forgot to reboot you, William and everyone. Alright guys, so we played as William, Joel, and one other person. I'm sorry about that, William. Alright, great job, Savage Gamer, William, and Joel. Really appreciate that, everyone. I don't know where William went. I can try to get you in for another round, William, if you want. I noticed you're in the chat, but I don't know where you are. Alright, who do we have in here? We've got Charles and me. We can try to get people back in. So let's just try the Yoshi person. He's the person that played yesterday. Oh, there's some game with Mother Gothel coming. Alright, guys. We've got 4 players. Let's do Battle Royale. Alright guys, so we've got 3 out of 4 players. We're just looking for the last person to ready up if you guys can. Thanks everyone. Yep, it is the god of the underworld. That's right, Max. Alright, we have Crossfire in here. Very cool. I don't even remember the character show of that a bird, a blue jay, regular show, I think. Oh, good morning, Cosmic. How's it going? For me, it's like 2 in the afternoon, but yeah, for where Cosmic is, it's still the morning, which is awesome. Oh, new racers is Thursday, including Mother Gotham. Thank you, the eyes. No, I've never watched regular show, Jacob. Like, a show has to be like, I like how some cartoons that they're like really uplifting or really funny. From the scenes that I've seen a regular show clipped on YouTube, I feel like you have to, I don't know. Like, you'd have to, like, really think about it to laugh or something. Alright guys, I'm sorry. Man, I am so tired today. I literally got home from a very long shift this morning. Had to feed some of my cats, had to say hi to Luke, and then... So just had a long day. Alright guys, I'm ready to go. I don't know why it's not... Well, I'm not readying up. Sorry about that, everyone. I can't rest before starting a stream because I have to get the views up. And the views are so low before starting a stream that it's necessary to stream beforehand. Ideally, I would rest. And then Luke and I could be on all the streams together, which is what we both prefer, but we can't. Since the views are so low every day. They should be at least 1,000 even when we're not streaming. It's very hard to get the views to 1,000 even when we are streaming. Adding 300, 500, or 600 views for one of my streams helps because in the long run, we need a certain amount of views a day to keep the channel going. Or YouTube will shut our channel down, so me streaming at 2 or noon or whatever, it helps out tremendously. It doesn't help us get paid, but it helps it YouTube from not shutting the channel down because there's not enough views. Well, let's see. I had a latte before I got here. I had an entire can of extra caffeinated coffee when I went to my job. I came home, made myself a salad, drank 2 things of soda. I'm currently drinking another extra can of coffee, so I've had my 5th coffee today. I've had a latte, and 2 of the coffees I've had have extra caffeine in them. But yeah, thanks for the concern, but it's just I'm sorry I got my pretzels closed. You can change the kinds of fire he has. No, I didn't start. It's been over 2 hours. Two hours and 15 minutes is how long the stream's been going. We already have enough people for this round. We've already had 2 rounds of 2 different people. favorite Cartoon Network show? Let's see, one of my favorite cartoons is Batman the Animated Series. So that was on Fox. I don't know if it was on Cartoon Network, but I used to watch Blue's House for Imaginary Friends. That's probably my favorite. One of my favorite semi-modern cartoons. Man, it's taking a long time to find a match. I don't know, Uncle Howdy. It all depends on how much time I have before 3 o'clock to get in some more matches. Yeah, guys, we're all ready, right? Everyone's ready to up. Oh yeah, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Okay, guys, everyone please ready up, okay? Because we've been waiting for almost like a half an hour and there's other people that want to join. Everyone please, ready up. Thanks for wanting to join, Crazy Miku. Alright, looks like everyone's ready. Like, it says I'm ready. Literally, can everyone tell? Is everyone ready, or is one person not ready? Because I cannot tell. Charles, have you readied up? Okay, guys, so we're just gonna kick. I don't think Charles is ready. All right, we're gonna try to get one more person in then, because I don't think Charles was readied up. Alright, so we've got 4 people again. Okay, I'm gonna ready up. Alright, I'm very sorry for kicking you, Charles. I didn't know. Your icon looked different than everyone else's. That was my fault. I'm sorry about that. Alright, I can try to get you in the next match, Charles. I don't know if it had to do with, like, being on PC versus being on console. Like, I don't know. Hades is your favorite Disney villain of all time? Austin Martin, Ryan. So if we can do one more match, we can get Charles in. If we can't do one more match, we won't. I don't know if we can do another match, because I'm hearing Luke it up. I don't know if he's getting up for now, if he's getting up for real, or if he's gonna... Alright, Luke was just getting up to help the cat with something real quick. He's going back to nap for a little bit, so we might be able to do one more match after this, depending. I don't want to go after 3:30 because we have to get the music started by 3:30 for the next stream. Or it'll mess up all the streams for the day, so... Yeah, no, you're fine. Okay, I understand, Charles. Yeah, it just wasn't check marking everyone. I'm sorry for kicking you. I got really confused. Sorry about that. That was my fault. Very sorry. Thank you for forgiving me, and I'll try to get better at that next time. Thanks for being willing to play with me, Charles. I really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to give I forgot to give him his accessories, but Hades basically has Hercules sword and shield right now. I keep forgetting I can't actually use this stuff to make any forts because we're in 0 build. Whoa. Oh. Oh, thank you, Max, for the super chat. Since Hercules is now in Fortnite, I wonder if someday Aladdin would show up too, along with Abu being sidekick. Maybe time would tell. Yeah, because we have sidekicks now. Yeah, I really do like Hades' sense of humor. I think he's really funny. Yeah, the one thing I never quite understood, because I didn't really comprehend it when I was younger, was like, why would Hercules want to marry like a mortal? That's what I didn't understand. And it took a long time for me to get that that's kind of like how it was in Greek mythology. Like, Zeus ended up having a lot of mortal girlfriends. A lot of the gods ended up, you know. And also, Hercules lived as a mortal. Like, like, he's the son of Zeus, but he ended up, like, living as a mortal. Oh, wow. Thank you, Crazy Miku. But, yeah, I mean, like, now I kind of understand that whole thing of, like, Greek deities, like, marrying human women. It was, like, a huge thing in Greek mythology. Like, even Achilles, his father was a mortal, but his mother was like a sea nymph. And that's why Achilles had that's why Achilles was a heroic half god, half human. I was reading some of the, like, the Iliad and the Odyssey, and they talk about Achilles with his heel and stuff like that, and that he was part sea nymph. So it's like a huge thing of, like, Greek deities marrying humans. It's like happen all the time. Which honestly, like, it's taken me a long time, like, to, like, when I was younger, like, people always used to be like, oh, you know, you marry somebody like you. But that's actually not how love actually works. You usually marry somebody that's the opposite of you. You marry somebody that is different than you, that you don't understand them very well, and they're different than you, and they're kind of like, it's like an adventure, somebody that you don't know very much about. Well, that makes sense why in Greek mythology people are always marrying somebody different than them. Because that's kind of how love works. It's like that's even like just like for an example, like for somebody that was super famous that married somebody so unfamous, like Elvis, for instance, didn't want to marry a famous person. He just wanted to marry a normal, non-famous person because if two of you have like all these like you know, fame and everything like that, then it's even more complex. If one of you has it, then it's kind of like just like to think of put it in perspective of, like, I can't put it in perspective of gods and mortals, but if you think of it like celebrities that marry, like even Keanu Reeves, like he ended up marrying a lady that is not really famous at all. And that kind of goes with his personality, where it doesn't matter to him. Like, it's not like, but it's not about like, oh, how cool is this person or how important are they. That's not how love is. It's like, they just like them. They like being around them. They feel safe. They, you know, it makes them feel loved and happy to be around this person. And that's how, like, Hercules is with Meg. Like, he can't really explain it. Like, you can't help who you fall in love with. You just, especially like someone like Hercules, makes sense. Like, he would be doing all these like great deeds and people would be bothering him for autographs all the time. It would make sense he would want to marry somebody that like isn't like their whole life isn't about doing feats of strength and being famous and being super powered. Like, marrying a normal girl would actually make sense because it would be more comfortable that way. Like, I know, like, for instance, like, my husband, like, you know, like, a lot of people tried to get him to marry some kind of, like, or leave me when he started getting more views on his YouTube channel. And, you know, and he was like, no, I love Amber. It's like, so it makes sense. Like, after years thinking about it, I realized that makes sense. So, people don't marry somebody that makes them feel like, oh, this person is good enough for me because they're at the same level of fame as me or something. That's not really how it works. It's more like, this person makes me feel happy, and they're like family to me, you know, they become my family, and it doesn't matter if they're famous or super powered or not. I just like them. They make me feel happy. So that's why, that makes sense why Hercules would marry Meg. I forgot to get Hades' scepter. I didn't show it off, but Hades ran off with Hercules' sword and shield, which I think is kind of funny. Yeah, it's not about wealth, it's about the person you truly love. Definitely, Max. Because if you tried to marry somebody that, like, oh, this person has done as many important things in life as me, then you're marrying that person for the wrong reason. It's about if you feel happy, you can talk to them, they listen to you and care about you, they love you, you love them. I mean, that's what matters. So that kind of makes sense why Hercules would end up with Meg, because it's not about like, oh, can Meg lift a boulder? Or is Meg famous? Or is Meg one of the gods? No, she's just a normal person. That's why Hercules likes her, because he probably feels comfortable around her, honestly. This probably would be very stressed. It would be like a little bit too much of pressure to try to marry one of the Greek gods. It'd make more sense to marry somebody that would be just like a normal person. A normal girl would be enough to handle in and over on her own. Girls are a lot to handle just by themselves. Being like a goddess would be even harder to deal with. I think Hades would find it good in the cold here. Thank you so much. Thanks, Crazy Miku. So we'll try to get Charles in next time. Thank you so much. Let's try to get some of this. Aww, Miku and Hades hugging. Plus, I mean, even in Greek mythology, like, a lot of times, like, even though, like, the human women were, like, oh, human women may not have superpowers like Greek goddesses, many times, like, Greek goddesses were actually jealous of human women because human girls were just as pretty as the goddesses. So that was kind of an interesting thing. Maybe they don't have superpowers, but they still pretty cute. I never got to get Meg's costume in Disney Dreamlight Valley. I had it saved. I don't think I ever got it, though. I really wanted it. She does have a very cute dress, that's for sure. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Hades secretly likes the Hercules merchandise. Definitely. Do I believe that the Greek gods are like fallen angels? Oh. I don't know if I mean, I definitely have a viewpoint on that. I mean, Let's see. The fallen angels came to Earth, and many people believe they took human women as their wives. The Greek gods came to Earth and took human women as their wives. A lot of similarities there. Definitely. There's definitely some similarities there. Yeah, I've heard that, Alpha. I mean, there's people with superpowers in almost every culture, like that are part deity. Like even Moana, like you know, like Maui was a demigod. A lot of the like Asian cultures, especially China, believe that their emperors were descended from dragons, the dragon emperors, so they were descended from the gods. Like a lot of cultures believe their kings and rulers were descended from the gods or important people. All right, great job, everyone. I think Jasmine wanting to marry Aladdin was a good choice. Yeah, because I agree. Because I think so too, Savan. Because I think like humility is one of the best qualities in a person. Like, and so, like, you have a person who's a princess or a demigod or famous, and you have all this fame and you have all this temptation to become a crazy person. Like, if you have a lot of fame, you kind of have a temptation to become, like, insane. Like, let it go to your head, you know what I mean? So having a non-famous person or having a normal person as your spouse can actually, like, help you be more grounded. And just, you know, like, like, for instance, in my life, like, I always, audition for a lot of, okay, we have, okay, let's try to get, Charles in here first. Okay, we sent one invitation there. We'll send an invitation to Cosmic. Okay. And then we can get one other person. And a lot of my life was just auditioning for, like, solos and stuff. Let's see if that person wants to join, or we can get Martin Ryan Empire in again. Honestly, if they don't want to join, we can get Martin Ryan Empire in. Okay, we got... Who did we get in here? Somehow we got Crazy Miku in. We just played with Crazy Miku, so I don't know if I... Alright, I guess we can go with this, and then we'll try to get Martin Ryan Empire in if we can next time. We'll do the best we can. So, if I can't... alright, so, okay. Yeah, like, for myself, like, I think it's good to keep yourself grounded. Like, for myself, I audition for a lot of solos. And a lot of my life was just about singing on stage. And when I met Luke, he didn't really care about the singing on stage. Like, that wasn't a thing for him. Like, most people that I knew, it was like how well my performance was singing on stage affected how they would treat me and how they would look at me and if they liked me or not. If they liked me or not was based on if I did a good job singing on stage. And when Luke met me, he wasn't concerned with that. In fact, he even to the point where I would audition or show up and sing for events. Like, I sang with my orchestra, like America the Beautiful, and I sang like a concerto aria contest and stuff. And Luke never showed up for that at all. Like, he didn't even come. Like, he was sleeping. Because he would say like stuff like, "Oh, I know you're gonna do a good job. It's fine. Like, I know you're gonna do well, so you're gonna do well whether I'm there or not, and I have to work, so I have to sleep." So, like, for him, it wasn't like a thing where he had to show up and like praise me a whole bunch and be like, "You did so well," and everything. And at first I found that kind of annoying, but I actually thought it was a breath of fresh air because Luke liked me for me. Like, just me hanging out playing video games with him, just going shopping with him. Like, I didn't need to perform to be good enough for him. He didn't need to like evaluate how many people like my singing so that he would decide if he liked me as a person. Like, even my voice teacher told me something interesting. Like, I used to be kind of like afraid of succeeding at singing because I would say, well, I don't know if people like me for me or for my singing. And then she actually told me, she said that she felt her voice, because she was a singer too, she felt her voice was like a different person. Like, not to be weird, but she thought it was like a different thing. Like, she said, my voice is a different character in my story. So she's like, there's me and then there's my voice. Well, they're two different people. And that's kind of how I see it as well. Like, it's like, so I really like that Luke doesn't, it annoys some people in my family that he doesn't, it even took Luke's parents a while to get used to the fact that he doesn't, like, I could sing at a concert and have everyone be like, wow, and Luke would never, he's not concerned with it, because he used to say to me, like, I get to hear you sing all the time, like when you pick up the cats, or when I hear you and I'm downstairs working on my stuff and you're singing in the shower or something. He's like, I hear you sing all the time when you're at home. So I already know that you sound good, and I don't need to go hear you on stage or something. So I thought that was really sweet. Like, so I really think, like, if you are like doing great feats of strength like Hercules, or you're you have some kind of superpower, or you're famous, I think it is good to marry a normal person who doesn't care about that, because it helps you to see like someone like Justin Bieber, where everybody only cares about him because he's famous. It would be better if he ended up with like somebody that didn't care that he was famous. And that's honestly, like, I think that's how the love story of Hercules and Meg is. Like, he met her as a normal person. Like, I don't think that she knew he was a demigod or something. Like, then the same with Aladdin, like what Savon was saying, where Jasmine didn't really like him, in fact, because she thought he was a prince, because she actually didn't like any princes, because she thought they were all they cared about was being famous and rich. So the fact that Aladdin was a normal person was really good for her, because I think in a relationship, people want something real, you know. They don't want a relationship that's based on like how famous I am, or how much money I make is going to be good enough, or how good I look, or how good my clothes are, or how nice my house looks, or whatever, or how many cars I have. This is going to be, if I'm good enough to be in a relationship with someone. Like, it'd be better to have a relationship with someone who just likes you, like, for you, like your soul, like what's inside of you, not how many things you can do to impress other people, or how much money you have, or what title you possess. Like, it'd be better to marry somebody that just likes you. Like, you're sitting in a room and you're watching TV and you laugh at the same jokes, or, you know, you just feel comfortable. One of the things my mom always said, I always asked her what made her marry my dad, and she said that she felt that when you really love somebody, it just kind of comes naturally. Like, you end up like, you know, like you meet them and then you want to spend maybe meet them again and spend another date with them, or go out to the park again with them, or spend time with them again sometime, go out to coffee again. And the more time you spend with them, it just slowly becomes, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, because you just end up becoming very comfortable with them. Like, you know, every time you talk to them, you just feel good when you're around them. It doesn't have to be super complicated, you know. It just makes you feel happy to be around them. And then you realize that, hey, like, I always feel happy when I'm around this person. Why don't we just get married then? So that's basically, yeah, definitely. I think Jasmine made a great choice. I think she honestly made, like, if her life was on like a, if she was living her life and she had to decide, we had to, like, you know, decipher her life, did she make the right choice? I think she did. I don't know why. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay, Charles. I'm sorry. Like, maybe if you try restarting the game, maybe we can try one more time. Yeah, like, I do think that, like, people that are, I honestly think, this is my personal opinion, I think people that are famous do need a normal person to balance them out. Because if you are famous, you live in a world that isn't real. Because people are actually liking you because you're on stage, or because you're a movie star, or because you're a superhero. But they're not actually liking you for you. When you're famous, people only like you because of the things that you're doing that make you appear famous. Like, if you lost your fame and no one knew about you anymore, and then those people wouldn't be around. Case in point, like, our channel was shadow banned a while ago, and a lot of the people that there was a lot of people that only watched because our channel was doing well. And as soon as our channel wasn't doing anymore, they definitely said it. They said it in the comments all the time. Like, I don't like watching this channel anymore because it's not doing well. I don't like watching you guys anymore because you used to be viral and you're not anymore. I don't really like that. So they weren't actually watching our channel because they liked the content. They were just watching it because it was already doing well. So, I mean, that's kind of how even people are in high school. Like, some people in high school, they don't like you because of you. They like you because you are popular or something. And if you stop being popular, there'd be some friends that wouldn't like you anymore. Because they're fair weather friends. They only like you because of something that you're doing. Like, you're good at sports, or you happen to be head of the chess team, or, you know, you happen to be in the in crowd at this moment. But the best things is to find friends or loved ones that like you for you, regardless of whether you're popular or good at sports or not. Those are the friends that you want to keep, people that just like you, you know, regardless of if you're good at things or not. Like, if I had to be good at everything every day for Luke to like me, then I'd be in trouble because I'm not good at anything. I'm not good. There's a lot of things I'm really not good at. Um, I don't want to list them all, but there's a lot of things that I struggle with. And if Luke was one of those people that only liked me because I was good at things, then I'd be in real trouble. Uh, oh, you're fine, Charles. I don't know why. I don't know why it was doing that to you. I'm sorry, Charles. But yeah. Like, it took me a long time to realize this makes sense why Hercules likes a normal person. When you're younger, you always think like, oh, these, like I feel like when you're younger, you think like, oh, Wonder Woman and Superman, they would go together, and then when you're older, you realize, no, Wonder Woman likes Batman because they're opposites. That's a more reasonable relationship, Wonder Woman and Batman, because Batman is a normal human and she's super powered. She needs somebody to balance her out. Like, opposites usually attract. It's not always the case. Like, sometimes people are very similar and end up together, but like Luke and I, for instance, personally, we're opposites in everything. But there are things that we actually really connect on. Like, there are a few things that we actually... I didn't even realize how many things we have in common. The other day when Luke and I were listening to the music we were getting for our intros, Luke and I were jamming out to the same music. Every time, like, the beat would hit pretty hard, we would just be nodding at the same time. And I realized we both had the same sense of music. We both love... One thing Luke and I both really like is instrumental music. We both love orchestra music. We both love instrumental music. We both love jazz. I even told Luke the other day, like, when we were doing that intro music, I was telling him, I said, we're actually two musicians who ended up doing Let's Plays together. Because we're kind of musicians first. Luke's a drummer, I'm a violinist. And that's actually our primary thing of who we are, really. And then we ended up doing Let's Plays. Because, honestly, if we could do a music band where we actually compose music and go on the road, we would definitely do that. But that's really hard to do. You have to get the rights for the songs, you have to compose the songs, you have to have, a music studio. I mean, that's very expensive. Like, that takes a lot of work, being a musician. A Let's Player, it sort of takes work, but not as much work as being a musician. I don't even get time to practice my music because every time I sing, I was trained in opera singing, and I can't sing like the way I was trained because, and it actually helps open my throat. So, like, if I want to sing a jazzy song, I actually do my opera exercises to open my throat. Then I can sing jazz after that. Because it actually helps widen my throat, like, the best. Like, the exercises I was taught. And in voice lessons and stuff. But I can't do that because if I try to do that, I get pounding on the doors. And that's when, and if I do get a degree in voice, which I have my associates in voice, if I was going to go get my full degree in voice, they don't give you a degree in vocal jazz. You can't get that. If you get a degree in voice, you need to sing classical. That's what the degree is. Which I can do that, it's just that it's very loud. And that's the problem, is every apartment I'm at, people pound on the walls if I'm singing. So, like, I really hoped when we went to New York, I would be renting, like, a small house. That we would be renting a small house so that I could sing finally. If you rent a house, then people can't hear you through the walls because there's nobody next to you. Like, there's air in between the two houses. That's why I wanted it. We had saved up money for a house when we went to Pennsylvania. That's why I wanted a house. So I could practice my music, finish my music degree. But I can't because I'm still going to be renting. We're going to be renting above an artist, possibly, who paints. So she's definitely going to want it quiet in New York. So I even told Luke, I said, I've been waiting over 10 years. Like, I want to, like, work a second job. I want to earn money to afford a music practice studio that I can just go to and practice my music and sing, because I haven't been able to do that for 10 years. It's very hard on me because that's what I wanted to do in my life. So it's hard for Luke to let me go for a few hours to practice music because he needs me for the channel. But I mean, I have to kind of convince him, like, that he needs to kind of, like, give me a little bit more room on my leash, because he wouldn't need me for the channel that much. Like, when we first got here, I got to spend tons of free time doing my music. He even paid for my music lessons. And I went and I did music lessons every week, and I had hours to practice. But I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore because, you know, our income went down so much. So he needs me so much more now. If I could go back in time, what I would do is, instead of spend that money on music lessons and spend that time practicing music, I would have spent the time putting into the channel so that our channel could be successful, so that we could have a house, and then I could practice music anytime I wanted. I would have reversed the priorities and made the channel my priority first. But hindsight is 2020, so now I am living like how I wish I would have lived 10 years ago. I am making the channel a priority now because I should have made it a priority 10 years ago. I still worked really hard on the channel, but it wasn't my priority. It wasn't, like, I had other priorities. I did the channel and music lessons, and I did other things, and I went out to the park, and I was, you know, doing other stuff. I had other things that I was doing in my life. I was being a normal person. Like, nobody works 24/7, but I should have worked 24/7 to make sure the channel succeeded. But that's just how life is. Like, Luke was smarter than me. He knew that he needed to be working on the channel 24/7. He knew. I just didn't understand that. I didn't understand how much it actually took. I didn't understand how much work would be required. Like, even, like, listening to, like, business, stuff for business people. Like, I follow a lot of business accounts on Twitter, and a lot of, like, entrepreneurs. One of the things that they write when they're writing stuff on their Twitter is that everything in business takes more time, more energy, more money, and more years than you think it will take. So, like, say you want to start a musical group. Well, you might think, oh, you're going to get this musical group up in the, you know, it's going to take 3 years. And then you're going to get it off the ground, and then you're going to go on tour. But in reality, that doesn't happen. You can't always be like, you know, you can't always be like, you know, famous people that you see online that randomly get record deals and have all this promotion. That might not be you. You might have to promote yourself. You might have to promote each CD one by one and go on tour on your own. And, you know, you might have to literally you might have to figure out how to make the flyers on your own and print them out on your own, because not everyone is going to have help, like, you know, Mariah Carey or somebody like that. Like, not everyone is going to have that kind of help. Many times you're going to have to do more work than you see other successful people. You might have to do a lot more work than them. They might have some outside help that you're not aware of. Or they may have just gotten lucky and had some help. But if you really want to do it, like, one person I listened to, like, this positive thinking person, and they always said, like, sometimes you get to the point where if you really want a goal in life, the question that comes back to you is, how badly do you want this? And you have to decide, how badly do I want this? And if I want to spend 3 years, trying to get this group together and make an album and write songs and go on the road, would I be willing to spend 16 years? Would I be willing to spend 4 years? Would I be willing to spend, 7 years? Like, how badly do I want this? And like, that's one thing I've learned about the YouTube channels. Like, I've had to realize, like, I really do want this YouTube channel, and that's like something I'm gonna do for other things that I like. Like, how much do I want to write music? I really do want to write music. Would I be willing to go back to school at 30, at 40, at 50 to do it? Would I be willing to work 3 jobs and spend all my money from one of my jobs and just like trying to make pamphlets to promote my music so that I can sing and, have like write some cool songs that I always want to write? Possibly. Like, it depends on how much you're willing to sacrifice for it, Like, even it's funny that I didn't realize this. I thought it was one of the best responses I've ever heard. The actor, what's his name? Oh my gosh, who's that really famous actor? Oh my gosh. Who was in, like, oh wow, I cannot remember his name. Oh wow. Denzel Washington. I feel like he's a very grounded actor and very realistic about how much work it actually takes. He did not have an easy road to fame. I didn't know it. I thought he did, but he didn't. I didn't know that. Like, he was on an actor's, like, thing where everyone talked about their career and how great each other were and stuff. And, like, they were talking about this, about how hard acting is and all this. And then, like, they were making this whole thing, like 4 or 5 actors were making this huge thing, like, oh, people don't know how hard it is to come to set and say their lines and be expected to imagine a green screen behind you and, and get into character. And then Denzel Washington put them all to shame because he said it's a privilege to be an actor. It is something that not everyone gets the chance to do. It's something that not everyone is allowed, has the ability and has the, like, basically the grace and the, basically, like, good fortune to experience. Because he said I've worked, he said that he worked as a mailman and he also worked as a garbage man. And that, he actually talked about how a mailman, you have a job that's like 9 to 5, but it can take all day. And then a garbage man, you get paid for doing a 9 to 5 job, but you can do it in like 3 hours. But he said that both are very hard jobs. He said mailman and a garbage man. He said those are tough jobs. He says an actor, he says, no, it's not tough. It's a blessing to do that. And honestly, I have to agree. Like, me going from YouTube to running around at a restaurant in the morning, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I even try to put it in perspective. Like, it really has put in perspective of me. Yes, I think that, you need to have a certain amount of creativity and intelligence to be able to make a video that goes viral. But I think part of it is luck as well. Like, it's not like all the videos just randomly go viral because of how great, the YouTuber is. It also has to do with circumstance. What was going viral at that moment. What were people looking for? Maybe people were just looking for someone like you randomly, and there was a perfect storm and they randomly found your channel, and you just were blessed to have all of this success, and you don't necessarily deserve it, but you could, like, you know, go with it, go with the flow, and do the best you can to ride the wave of success. But, you know, most people are working, you know, on their feet, and their feet are sore. And, like, when I'm working at the restaurant in the morning, my back is sore, my feet are sore, I have headaches, I feel like throwing up sometimes because I'm so tired and I'm working so hard. That's normalcy for a lot of people. Like, sitting on a couch and laughing and playing games, that's really great. Like, some people have cushy jobs where they get to sit down, and that's a blessing. But it's good. I was glad that Denzel Washington put that in perspective, where it's not like, oh, you know, like, oh, this is so hard, like, to be an actor and show up and work 3 hours and say a few lines and have a green screen and have everyone praise you. Like, in reality, that's a cushy blessing job. Like, not a, you know, like, oh, I'm this great because I'm so great. So I thought that was amazing that he put that in perspective, honestly. That just shows what kind of character he is. And honestly, the fact that he was able to say that in front of other actors that probably hated him for saying that because they didn't want anyone to reveal their secret, which is that they don't work as hard as people that work at a restaurant. Actors don't work as hard. You know, they're in their trailers and their cappuccino and stuff. That's not as hard work. It's just true. Alright, does anyone else want to join? We'll try to do one more. Oh, thank you, Uncle Howdy. Appreciate it. Alright, who else wants to join? Anyone? We can try to get Maxim in here. I don't know why I couldn't get you in, Charles. Want me to try one more time, Charles? Should I try one more time, Charles? I know that we have, okay, we've got Crossfighter. Okay, I'm so sorry we couldn't get you in, Charles. I don't know what is happening. But yeah, like, that, it is good to put that in perspective, honestly. Like, honestly, I just think that, you know, like, even the person that, even the person that, like, there's a family business that runs the, can I do a squad of 5? Maybe I can do a squad of 5? Can I try that? Let me, guys, is there anything I can do that's 5? Okay, do we have a 5? Because I'll try to get Charles in here if we can, guys. I thought there was a 5 one. No, did they mess? Did they? I don't. Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, I don't know what had 5. Alright, well, why don't I do, Charles, why don't I do one more after this? Yeah, I mean, most actors work restaurants. I mean, you can't starve, but I mean, it's not like they just live at home and then they get an acting job right when they're 16 from their home. I mean, most actors and actresses do that, but some of them do, but a lot of them don't. Like, a lot of them, like, they get into acting because of other things. Like, if you actually look at a lot of actors, their parents are actors. Like a lot of actors, their parents are actors and their parents have a lot of money and their parents send them to really good acting schools. And their parents pay for everything. Some of them don't have a real job. Like, look at Natalie Portman, for instance. Her dad is loaded. And, like, her dad has tons of money. And she just wanted to audition for Star Wars, and she just got the part because her dad had so much money. Like, look at Goldie Hawn and her daughter, oh my gosh, I can't remember, Kate Hudson, I think her name is. A lot of Hollywood actors, their parents have tons of money. Like, it's just a cycle that continues. They don't need to work hard. They just get put into it. A lot of people get into, they get into talent competitions when they're like 10, and then they get into the best schools, and then their parents know a lot of Hollywood is who you know. Their parents know all these people, and they get into these, they get a recommendation. So, I mean, a lot of people, like, there are a lot of rich people that they've never worked hard a day in their life. Like, and I was almost in that world because I auditioned for, I got a full scholarship to a music college when I was younger, and my life was going to be set. I wasn't going to have to work hard in my life a day. I was just going to go to college for 5 years, and I was going to get out of college, and I was going to have an amazing job. And that is reality for some people. Like, they just, they do not work a day in their life. Some people never work retail. They've never really actually felt sore. They've never worked. They've just, I mean, even some of like, I worked in Duxbury, Massachusetts, which they call Deluxebury, and I worked with disabled 20-year-olds, and those people had very cushy jobs, very cushy jobs. I worked in a town hall, and that job was real cushy. That job was real cushy. That job did not seem hard at all either. Like, they just, they were just looking at the town hall maps and deciding how many taxes people were going to have. And they weren't rushing around or anything. They were just, having their lattes and their coffee, and they get paid a lot. I was in Massachusetts for a long time. I saw a lot of people that got made a lot of money, and they did not work very hard for it. You can get a job where you have to work really hard for hardly any money, and then you can get a job where you don't work that hard and you get a lot of money. And, like, some people, like, that's just who they know. Like, their parents have connections. Like, even when I moved to the East Coast and stuff like that, even when both my parents, my uncle, my husband's parents, like, stuff, people from their like PTA, their different, like, school clubs, different organizations they were in, their church, different people that they knew, they would always get a connection. A lot of the jobs I got in Massachusetts were because I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, and they weren't gonna actually give me a job unless I knew somebody. Like, that was just it. I had a guy that I went on 2 dates with, and he was trying to get me a job at this really ritzy restaurant back in high school, and I quickly stopped dating him because I felt I did not want him to start getting me jobs when I didn't really know if I was gonna end up, I didn't really want him to start doing all this stuff for me when I was just going out with him on a few dates. I didn't really know if I liked him or not, so I didn't really want him to start doing a lot of, like, things like that. I wanted to get the job on my own, you know, like Peter Parker says he likes to get the job on his own instead of having Norman Osborn get him the job. Like a lot of people, they are able to make connections with people and get the job. I mean, even like with YouTube, like a lot of the people that we've worked with online and have like we've had to make connections with people that know people that know people that know people. Somebody who knows somebody who lives in Ireland or the Philippines or something, and we have to literally call them on the phone, and the only reason they're talking to us is because we know somebody that they used to work with 5 years ago. So I mean, like a lot of people get jobs they don't deserve because of connections they have. But like I always remember that movie Evita, which is a great movie, and they in that movie they sing about how she was at the right place at the right time. That's why she ended up being the basically queen of that country, the basically girlfriend or wife of the dictator, and she was like the most powerful person in Argentina, and the whole country loved her. And why did she get that position? Well, because she married the dictator. And how did she find the dictator? How did she marry him? She was nobody. She grew up poor. It was just connection after connection. And what I love in that song, the line where she says, like, you know, she was in the right place at the right time, but no one else can fill it like I can. So, like, I think that, like they say, like, success is when preparation meets opportunity. Like, a lot of times you'll have opportunities to have a job you don't deserve. But it doesn't mean that you can't make it work for you. Like, you might not deserve it at the time, but you could work your tail off when you get that opportunity, and then you can keep that job and not lose it. Like, what I really should have done when I worked insurance in Massachusetts was I should have kept that. I always thought I would get a better job than that. And I thought, because a lot of people are stupid and they think because I got this amazing opportunity, I'm sure I'll get lots more. Yeah, that is not reality. Like, if you get an amazing opportunity, you might never get anything near that chance again. And that's the same with the insurance job. I've never gotten a better offer than that insurance job ever in my life. It was probably the best opportunity I had for a job ever in my life. And I got it when I was only like 20. And if I had stuck with that job and had learned insurance, I probably would be making tons of money right now being an insurance agent. But I was an idiot because I didn't understand the value of what I had in my hand. But I did understand the value of my husband proposing to me, and that I did not. I knew that I wouldn't get a better opportunity. I would never meet anyone better than my husband. And I knew that I really believe there are certain things in life. You get the chance. You get one chance. And you get that chance. It's given to you. And if you're too stupid to see what is in front of you, you're an idiot. And you missed the chance. And that's just life. Like, you make mistakes and you live with them. But, but if you get sometimes, like, you have a great opportunity. You're an idiot because you're young. You don't realize what you have, and you miss that opportunity, and then you end up having another opportunity given to you that's kind of worse, but still pretty good, but it's still not as good as the first one. It's still good to just grab that second opportunity, even though it's not as good. Yeah, you missed out on the best one, but you can still not be an idiot, and you can still get one that's pretty good. Just because you made one mistake, don't make another one and be like, well, because not every opportunity that you have in life is going to come around twice. Many opportunities that happen in life, it's only going to be once. You're only going to get that chance one time. And that's how, for me, like, I knew that when my husband proposed to me, I knew I would never have anyone who is that kind, that loyal, that sincere, That fun to be with, that loved me, that nobody, I could never imagine anyone that loved me more than my husband ever coming around and asking me to marry him. Like, that was my chance. If I had said no to Luke, I would have married somebody way worse. There's no way I could not. He's my number one choice. I would have ended up with somebody that did not love me as much, and it would have just been a marriage that we would have just passed each other in the hall and been like, how's your day? How's your day? Good, and gone to sleep. That's not the kind of marriage that I have. I have a great marriage that makes me, I laugh, I sing, I hug my husband, I feel happy with him. He gets me. I laugh with my husband so much that I have tears coming out of my eyes when we're laughing really hard about something. And that's the kind of that's the kind of marriage that I wanted. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted true love. So yeah, I let that stupid insurance thing go by, but at least I didn't let true love pass me by. So, but yeah, like, I really do believe that people get chances in life of certain things. And a lot of things that we do in life, like, everyone does it to a degree. Like, for me, I've done it many times. I've done idiotic things where I have missed huge opportunities I was an idiot. And I should have taken that opportunity. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. Many times, like, when you're young, you don't know what you have. And, like, that's how, like, you look at a lot of girls, like, today, especially women, like, a lot of guys, like, they get it. They get how important marriage is. They want a life partner who they can spend time with and share the rest of their life with. A lot of guys get it. A lot of women do not get it. They always think that somebody better is going to come along, and they don't understand that nobody better will ever come along. If you have a guy that truly loves you and cares about you and is willing to spend the rest of his life with you and is willing to marry you and sacrifice everything for you, you will never get anything. There will never be any better opportunity than that will come along. If you have a guy like that proposes to you, you might never get proposed to again. It might be your only chance. You may have only one proposal, and the next proposal you get might be from, like, a 60-year-old guy who lives in a trailer and doesn't really like you, but I guess you're good enough for him, but you might not be his true love. So if you have somebody that loves you and you're in, like, high school or college and you're young and he proposes marriage to you, like, there's no, like, you shouldn't. That's one thing I didn't want to do, is, like, I didn't want to let Luke go, because he mentioned to me, he was like, I really want to get married young, and I want to have kids, I want to have a family, I want to start my life. And he's like, I love you, but if I have to wait 10, 15 years, I don't think I could wait that long. I want to start my life. That's how a lot of guys are. It's like they if they really want to get married, they have the chance. You have a chance. Like, do you want to marry me? But if you say no, like, oh, maybe some other guy is going to come along, well, you just missed your opportunity for happiness and love, because he's going to move on and marry somebody else. And he's going to be happy with somebody else, because, like, just because you said no, or you were his first love or something, doesn't mean you can't make happiness with somebody else. So, like, he can definitely do that. So I knew, like, I needed to jump on that. And I've never been happier. Like, it's like I have done some stupid things where I missed out on that insurance job. I did take the insurance job. My car got wrecked, and a lot of jobs that I've had that are huge opportunities, I just get cold feet, and I start thinking, I psych myself out and think I can't really do this. I shouldn't really belong here. I've had several jobs like that. where I just feel overwhelmed. I feel like I'm not good enough to be there. And after working the restaurant job where my feet are tired, I'm really willing to do any job at this point. Like, if I had the opportunity to do insurance again, I would be thinking about the restaurant job every day of my life and thinking, you know what, no matter how mean the customers are, they scream at me, no matter how afraid I am to do this paperwork and I think I'm going to mess it up, I don't care, because I don't want to be walking on the hard floor, running with my head pounding, hurting, with no food in my stomach grumbling, and with my back sore from carrying all kinds of things all over the restaurant, and to the point where I'm so tired I feel like crying every day. I know that feeling. I would definitely work at a bank or a important place of business, even if people yelled at me every day and said, like, you're messing it up, you're ruining the company, you're like, a lot of things that were said to me at the insurance was scary, because they needed to make money, and if you made a mistake you could really mess it up for them, and they would yell at you, but you would still be there the next day as long as they didn't fire you. That's how the attitude I took at the restaurant job was. I remember the insurance job, and I thought to myself, as long as I don't get fired, like, even if people yell at me and say I messed everything up, if I come in the next, one of the things I learned in Massachusetts was, even if they yell at you and they say you really messed up, if they say see you tomorrow, then that means that you didn't mess up so badly that they fired you. Maybe you messed up a lot and maybe they're annoyed with you, but if they were really, really, really thoroughly so angry at you that they hated you, they never wanted you to work there again, they would fire you. And if they have not fired you, then they still have a little bit of hope left that you can learn the job. And even if they only have 10% hope left and they don't really think you can do it, you can prove them wrong. You can still show up the next day and keep learning enough that you can show them maybe they don't think that you can do this, but if you keep trying, you can do it. So, like, that's how I see it. So now I'm like, if I do apply for anything that is really difficult, like dental assistant or something like that, like, I'm not going to be afraid of it and think like, oh, I'm going to mess this up, and, I'm going to mess up this important person's accounts, and I'm going to mess up this important company, and I'm not going to think like that, because it's good to try to go for a better job. Even if people are yelling at you or saying that you're messing up their company, the fact that they haven't fired you and you keep coming back the next day, that means that, they still have a glimmer of hope you can do that job. So, that's how I'm going to be thinking about it. And I'm honestly thinking about it the same way in YouTube. Like, this week, like, usually Luke would have to call an expert when we had a copyright problem, and instead of me waiting for him to call an expert, he was sleeping. I looked up all the information about the copyright strike. I looked up the company, every single thing about the copyright. I looked up online what other YouTubers do, how they respond, what the format is I need to address this company, and within 2 or 3 hours I was able to write a letter to the company to the point that they were able to respond and the copyright strike was removed. So I realized that, okay, not only can I do, with that better attitude, not only can I do another job, but I can also do my job I'm currently at better. Like, that's the great thing about YouTube, is like, if you have a YouTube channel, even if you're just making $1 a month, that $1 can grow to $1,000 a month if you actually play your cards right on your YouTube channel. Like, say you're making $1 a month, but if you actually get better at your job on YouTube, you can exponentially increase your income, potentially. There's a lot of talk about how hard YouTube is right now. Yes, it is hard, but the fact that you're making any money at all on YouTube, like, if you are, that in and of itself is a good thing. That means that if you can make $1, you can make 10. If you can make $10, you can make 50. And if you can make $50, you can make 300. So you just have to apply everything that you're making for that $1 and keep multiplying it and keep redoing it over and over again. Like, a lot of people, like, they only share the video one time. You can actually potentially share it hundreds of times, because you can share it on hundreds of sites. You can share it on multiple, you know, Twitter groups, or multiple Facebook groups, or multiple, like, you can continue to share it. Those are all legal ways to get more views on your video. They're not illegal. It's not illegal to share your video hundreds of times. It's not, like, it's illegal to ask somebody, it's illegal to pay people to watch it, but it is not illegal to share it as much as you want. You can share it as much as you want. Then it's up to them if they want to watch it on those websites. Advertising is not illegal. Advertising is a normal way of getting more views. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to get on Charleston if I can, guys. We're gonna see what we can do. Let's see if I can get Charleston, because he's been trying to play this entire match, so... Aw, thank you, Geeky Peach. Yeah, I actually had this, like, there was, like, difficulty with my husband's family for a while, because they really didn't think I was a good match for Luke, and, you know, I had this dream that happened after that. Let me see if I can add some people that haven't. Thank you, Cosmic, and Crossfighter, and Uncle Howdy. Okay, so let's see if we can get... Okay. Honestly... Alright, we're gonna try to do one more, guys. Alright guys, so we're gonna try one more. If there's somebody else that wanted to come in, let me know if I missed anyone. I literally don't know what it is. Maybe we'll have to... Honestly, maybe I should join, maybe we can make, Charles the team leader or something. Yeah, I had this dream where basically, I had a dream about, this girl that was married to Luke. And she got along with Luke's family a lot better than me. Like, she got them, she read all the same books as them. Like, they laughed at her jokes, and everything was really great. Like, she got along with Luke's mom and sister a lot, and they had the same mindset, and, you know, they really, really liked her, and they were really happy with Luke's wife. This was, like, a dream I had. And, like, but the problem was that Luke wasn't happy with her. Like, he wasn't laughing with her. It was just, like, being married to, like, someone similar to his sister or his mom. And that wasn't what Luke wanted, you know. He wanted his own life. He liked me not because I was like his family, but because I connected with him, and he really found me funny. He just liked me. And then in my dream, I actually saw, you know, Luke and this girl, like, just interacting in marriage, and they were just kind of passing each other through in the hallway, not talking very much. And like, oh, did you get the bills paid? Yeah, I did. And like, they didn't really talk very much. And it was just kind of like, okay, here's dinner. And it was just going through the motions. And then I saw a dream of me and Luke, and, you know, we were sitting there giggling on the couch and laughing hilariously and watching anime and having soda and eating popcorn. And and, you know, just hanging out and playing games together and smiling a lot. And I realized that, yeah, like sometimes because of this dream, I realized that, like, you know, sometimes parents, they want their child to marry somebody that they think is good for them, but they might not realize that although they think that person is the best for their kid, they don't know, like, that, you know, their child might not connect with that person very much. Like, it's not about, you know, the parents aren't spending their life with this person. It's you are spending your life with the person you marry. So it needs to be, you know, maybe they don't always read the same books as your parents, or they don't always connect with your parents, but they're not married to your parents. They're married to you. So, you know, that's why you have to choose a spouse that makes you happy, not your parents happy. It's good that your spouse is respectful to your parents, but, you know, you shouldn't let the love of your life go by and reject somebody because, oh, your family thinks, oh, you don't really think that they're, you know, they connect with you because they don't know. Like, my parents didn't really think they didn't think that Luke was good for me, and Luke's parents didn't think that I was good for Luke. So they're both sets of our parents didn't think that we meshed together, but we did. We really did mesh together. They just didn't understand it, mainly because we were so opposite, you know. But people don't understand, like, opposites attract, so, like, that's why. I literally don't know why we haven't been able to get Charles in here. Like, it's so frustrating. You know what I mean? Like, well, I'm trying, Charles. I tried one last time. Okay, Charles. Well, we tried. Sorry we couldn't get you in.
What's up, Doc?
Maybe your game is just being glitchy. Okay, guys, so we're just gonna kick Charles, so we can go to his doctor's appointment. Alright, I don't know what was happening with that, so, we're gonna try to get one other person in. If you guys want, we can try to get, somebody in. I really did not mean to send an invite to that person. Alright, well, if Crazy Miku really wants to get in, they can get in. Alright, guys, otherwise I could have invited. Okay, so we have 4 people now. Alright, so... Alright, guys, so this will be the last match. We got Maxim, Davi Lee, and Crazy Miku. We can only get 4 people in. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Cosmic. I wish I could get you in. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have done it. I'm sorry about that. Sorry, Cosmic. I apologize. I'm very sorry, Cosmic. I wish I could have gotten you in again. I'm sorry about that. I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, sorry about that, Cosmic. Because we have only 4. If we have 5 people, we probably won't be able to do a match. It's your birthday? Happy birthday, Jay Good. Yeah, thank you, Geeky PJ. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, like, that, it's... I think that, honestly, like... I don't know, it's like, honestly, I feel like if there's one thing I know a lot about, it's definitely love, since Luke and I have been married for so long, and we got married when we were young. And so many people make mistakes within that area because, like, you even see, like, a lot of Hollywood people, just because they're prominent, you can see them, and they talk about their private life a lot, and, you know, they talk about how they have the starter marriage, and, you know, then they understood more about marriage, and then they got married again. I don't really think that's a good way to look at things, because, like, your starter marriage can be your marriage forever. Like, you can make every mistake as you're married. You can get married at 20 and make every possible mistake. You can go broke. You can mess up on all your job applications. You can try to buy a house and it can fall through. You can have to move several times. You can have to switch careers many times. You can get into frustrating, you know, like dilemmas or arguments and get frustrated with each other and think the other person doesn't understand. But you don't have to break up at that point. You can work it out. And there's like that song, like, the first love is the deepest. Just because things seem, you know, like, it's always darkest before the dawn. So just because you get married young and it seems like, oh, this isn't going to work out because I'm just, you know, I'm not getting along with this person, or we're not seeing eye to eye. Just because you're not seeing eye to eye doesn't mean that person isn't meant to be. Like, that's the whole point of marriage. Like, you're supposed to work. You're on an adventure together. Like, if you're, like, think of, like, any movie or show or game where you're on an adventure. For instance, like, video game terms, like, you know, like Final Fantasy VII, for instance. Like, just because Cloud and Barrett don't always see eye to eye or get along, they're not gonna randomly break up the team and stop their mission. Like, they're still gonna keep going. Like, just because, like, when you watch, like, Lord of the Rings or whatever, just because you know, like, some of the hobbits might, like, get upset because of, like, food or whatever, or they didn't get their snack, they didn't get their 11 C's or whatever, or they, you know, they're not gonna, like, abandon their mission. So that's kind of what I feel like marriage is like. It's like, just because, you know, you're like, oh, like, for instance, like, one thing I had to change getting married is, like, it's kind of weird, but, like, Luke really likes to watch loud anime at night. I don't like to watch anything loud at night. I like complete silence at night before I go to bed. I didn't find out that Luke and I were so different until we got married. I had no idea that he listens and watches anime for at least an hour and laughs out loud before he goes to sleep. No idea, because I always was growing up in a house with, like, people that were like, it's lights out, and I had to sometimes share a room with people, and, you know, I'd be super quiet, and I would just peacefully, I didn't even have anything to watch in my bedroom. I never got to watch TV before I go to bed or something. I was doing my homework before I went to bed, so I never had that experience. Like, I just had to learn to be quiet and go to sleep. So Luke and I are very different in that. And it's like, one of the things I did to handle it was I just started to listen to, like, peaceful, like, rain sounds, or peaceful, I would listen to books on tape, and I would have to drown out Luke's anime because I can't watch upbeat things before I go to bed. It makes me stay awake. I don't like listening to it. I didn't even really watch anime at all. So yeah, so that was one thing. It kind of messed me up because I would try to drown it out so much that sometimes my ears I would have the music, like the peaceful music on my ears so too much, and I would end up kind of like messing up my ears where I wouldn't be able to hear in the morning. But it's just something you have to work out. Like they say, marriage makes you whole. It's not supposed to make you happy, it's supposed to make you holy. And that seems weird, but You're supposed to, like, if you get married young, that's the whole point of it, is that it teaches you how to live. Like, being married made me a lot better person. Like, I used to be a much more selfish person before I got married. And, like, me living with somebody that I truly love, I love spending time with, but is the complete opposite from me, has taught me to, literally, because I love my husband so much, even though he's the opposite from me, I've had to force myself to figure out how to get along with him. And that's the whole, like, point of marriage, is that you love somebody so much, you really are attracted to them, you like being around them, you like that, you laugh at their jokes, you really like hanging out watching movies and stuff, so you really enjoy spending time with them. But then when you actually spend a lot of time, now things are going to clash because you're not going to agree on everything. What should we have for dinner? I don't want soup. I want, a sandwich. And it's like you have to compromise on everything. Every single thing, because it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out if you don't compromise. You can't, you're going to have to compromise. So you have to learn to do that. And it's like, so that's why marriage actually makes you a better person in the long run, because for me, if I can learn to live with someone who's so opposite from me, I've learned to live with somebody who's completely opposite from me. My husband likes heavy metal, he likes anime, he likes video games, I like quietly walking in the park, I like animals, I like nature. We could not be more opposite. And so, like, it's like, if I have learned to get along with somebody so different from myself, then when I meet people on the street and meet people just at the store and stuff, I'm able to understand how to talk to those people a lot better, because I can see aspects of my husband in them. Like, even this girl at my job, she has attention deficit, my husband has attention deficit. There's people at my job that really like video games and anime. My husband likes video games and anime. And Luke has been able to understand, like, how to get along with, like, maybe older people that are quiet, or, like, talk with his mom, like, a little bit better, because he can understand how girls think a little bit more after getting married. So it's like, it helps you understand, like, getting married to somebody who's complete opposite helps you understand people that are different from yourself. And then, it makes you a better person. So that's kind of like, part of the point of it. Well, I forgot to show off Meg. But honestly, we'll just show her off at the very end. We've mainly been playing as Hades this whole time. The reason he likes heavy metal is because he's Batman? Probably. And honestly, it helps me be more confident around those kind of people. Like, for instance, like, I work at a restaurant with a lot of guys that are really tall. Now, before I met my husband, I was very intimidated by people that were a lot taller than me. And I couldn't talk to them. I felt nervous and I felt stressed out because they're so tall and confident, and I am this tiny, tiny, small person. And me being married to a very tall guy has given me tons of confidence. Like, I don't feel intimidated by tall people anymore. I feel like, well, my husband talks to me like a normal person, so I don't feel stressed out. Like, if this person tries to talk down to me, I know I have a big, tall guy at home that treats me really nice. So I don't get bothered by it. And also, what's great about being married is you know that you have someone to come home to that loves you. So even if everyone at your job or at school treats you bad, or even in your family, even your parents, if they treat you bad, you have somebody that has decided to spend their life with you because they made a vow that they love you forever, and you don't have to worry about that anymore. If your brothers treat you bad at the family reunion or something, you have a great spouse that treats you well and loves you. That's a great part of being married, is it gives you so much confidence. You don't have to fear the world anymore because that person treats you so well that even if every other person in the world treats you badly, you still are gonna have a great day. Because you know, at the end of the day, the person you come home to is gonna treat you really great. So that's one great thing about it too, is it gives you a lot of confidence. Like, to dedicate your life to somebody else. It really makes you like a mega person, like you're a team. You're not living your life alone anymore. You're working together. Like, when I go to the restaurant job, I'm getting income for both of us. When my husband works late night and does like a stream late at night, he's not just doing it for himself. He's doing that to help his wife and his cats. So it's like you become this team and you become like unstoppable. So that's really great. Actually, it is a great feeling. So, all right. Sorry I couldn't get you in, Cosmic. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna show off Meg because we didn't actually play as her, but we'll just show her off. And I will give her back bling and her pickaxe. Oh, honestly. There it is. Okay. Alright, guys, so... Alright, guys, so thanks again for hanging out, everyone. I really appreciate it, guys and gals. Thanks for everyone who played. Cosmic. We tried to get Charles in. Martin Ryan Empire, Maxim, Davi Lee, and Uncle Howdy, and everyone that played. I probably missed a lot of people. So, alright, guys. Well, anyways, I will see you guys coming up on the next stream, which will be coming right now. We're gonna start the music right now, and hopefully we'll get the stream started. And it's gonna be a mystery stream, so don't forget to go over to that stream and help share it so we can get the stream started. And I think I know what the mystery stream is gonna be, but I'm not sure. Thanks again for playing with me, everyone. Happy birthday to Jay Good, and thank you for the super chats from Max. $5 super chat, and Max sent 5 gifted memberships. Oh yeah, thank you for playing Crossfighter. I didn't realize Max sent 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Max, and a super chat. Thank you so much, Max. Thanks for playing Crossfighter and Maxim and everyone. Oh, thank you so much. Alright, guys, we'll see you guys on the next stream, and thanks for helping with the chat, Mage Wolf and Crossfighter. See you guys on the next stream. God bless, happy gaming. See ya.